Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Fred, and this is TpT Tuesdays. Today, I'm going to talk to you all about my TpT earnings for the week, as well as share with you other things I'm doing for extra income, the side hustles I have going on, what is keeping me from being successful in TpT right now. Not successful, but what is preventing me from growing my TpT store right now, but still helping me to meet my financial goals. So if that's something that you're interested in, teachers who have big financial goals and many means of getting there, then you've come to the right place. As always, I will share my TpT earnings with you first. And if you're interested in other updates, you can stick around after that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's just get right into it, shall we? So this week in TpT has been great. This month in TpT has been great. But this week in TpT, I earned $73.92, which is so exciting. I'm so happy that I earned so much. Started the week off strong last week with a big sales on last Tuesday, big sales on Wednesday, and a big sale on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, I didn't sell any products. Sunday, I sold looks like one product, and then on Monday, I also sold one product. So it is really great. And I have sold some products today as well, but that won't show up until next week's earnings because I go from Tuesday to the following Monday. So this is really exciting. I've turned things around. I've already made more money this month in April than I did the whole month of um March. So let's check out that, shall we? So my sales so far in April have been $148.50, with me earning $118.80. For those of you who aren't TBT people, this is what they take. The difference is what they take, which is great because they handle a lot of things that I can't handle, particularly the marketing side of things. Most of my sales still come directly from TPT Search. So I'm really grateful that this platform exists. My year sales, I broke another milestone. I've sold $611.30 worth of product, and then I've earned $486.86. So hopefully soon I will hit that $500 mark, and that makes me really, really excited. So it is really, really fantastic, and it makes me so, 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 so happy. So I cannot complain. I'm currently sitting at 24 followers, which is really nice. And for my products, I think I have 72. Let's go check it out. I have not added any products to my store in April. I'm focused on other projects right now, other streams of income right now. But even without posting any new products or doing any marketing, I still have done $118 this month. So I can't complain. As you can see, I updated my banner to just be a little more April friendly. One thing I love about TPT is it's helping me to take that time to theme things out in my life, because I do love a theme, but sometimes I get too busy to appreciate it. And I really focused on my bundles, which is wonderful. So it's going great. I have right now, in terms of my units, I have a full jazz curriculum up, including a test. I almost have a completed um, world music curriculum. I just need to make an exam, but I'm working on it for my students. And then once my students take it, I can kind of work out the bugs, and then I'll post it as a product. I also have some web quests up, and then I have some other sort of one-off things. Like I've got some Coral sub plans in here somewhere, and digital and printable products. I also do SEL, and my SEL stuff does really well. I think that is mostly because it's seasonal, so that is very exciting. Um, and I will continue to make all of these things. I just haven't lately because I've been focusing on my other streams of income right now, because you have to when you have multiple jobs, sometimes it's just not your season. So this has not been my TPT season the last 2 months, but it will be again, and I'm really, really excited about that. So that is my Teachers Pay Teachers store update. I'm feeling really happy about that. Let's just quickly look at my year earnings, because that will show us my all-time earnings. and you can see it's been pretty steady. So I had this big long stretch in March where I didn't sell anything, and oof, I felt that, and it was painful. But we somehow, made it through. So I was able to sell. I still haven't beat my January highest selling day, which was 67.44. Oh, I was sitting in a meeting when those sales came through, and it was like all I could do. I had to present at this meeting too. I was sitting on the board for a choral organization, the New Mexico ACDA, and I saw these come through on my watch, and I was just trying to hold it together and remain professional during that meeting, but it was pretty exciting. So I'd like to beat my highest earning day, but look at this. I'm not unhappy about a $43 day either, or even a $20 day. So it's been a really fun journey, and I'm excited to continue to make products and continue to grow my store. I have every faith in myself that if I just keep at it, I'm going to grow this business and scale it up to something that actually feels like a really good income. Right now, I'm squirreling all that money away. People share what they use their TPT money for. Some are saving for vacation, some just use it for extra pocket money, some are saving for like renovations on their house. Right now, I'm just focusing on saving because, as some of you know, I am trying to figure out how I'm going to buy a house in the Denver area. And I've kind of started looking into that process. I met with a mortgage broker. I have a meeting with a realtor this week, just finding out information, seeing what I am able to do, seeing what I can afford. And it's really cool to, when you put all of your streams of income together, to see how much a little bit here and there really adds up. So, yeah, you kind of watch those pennies and the dollars take care of themselves, to quote Kristen Bell in a movie about coupon fraud. But it's true. If you just kind of take care of the small things, the big things will take care of themselves. So, looking into figuring out how to do that, and possibly considering the idea of house hacking. So getting a duplex or an up down um duplex to rent, and then renting out the other part of it. So that is something that I'm interested in doing that might help me to bring my cost of living down in Denver. And I've really paused travel for pleasure. So last fall I traveled a ton. I went to Disneyland, I went to Vegas, I went home to visit. So I'm new to Colorado and from New Mexico. I went home to visit 5 times from July to Christmas, and I haven't been home now since Christmas, and it's definitely making me a little antsy, making my family a little antsy, but trying to watch those financial goals. So my next plan to go home is at the end of the school year in May. I'm gonna try to meet up with some of my teacher friends from my old school in New Mexico for a golf tournament that we do every year, because it's just really fun. So I just told them, hey, I'll come to the school golf tournament and be on your team. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then my other travel is I'm doing a lot of PD this summer. So it's derailing my summer work plans. I had planned on doing some summer work, but I'm doing a lot of PD. It's good because I need the PD. So that will help. Next year in my school, I am going to continue to teach music appreciation and creative writing, but I'm going to also remain teaching this English class that I took over in the fourth quarter. And then I'm going to take on AP Lit and AP Lang as well, which is really scary for me. So any literature teachers, especially AP, I'll take any tips and tricks and products that you've got that you think are helpful for that. If you're a TpT seller, or if you use TpT resources that are good, I'm researching it right now. I'm not getting trained until June, so but I do not like to wait till the last minute when it comes to school to plan, because especially in the type of teaching that I do and the amount of subjects that I teach, the more front-loaded work I can do, the better. It also helps me when I'm doing all my other side hustles to not have to constantly be working, which is how I feel like I got a little bit behind. I've been trying to play catch up and do a lot of stuff for this English class because I didn't plan ahead for it. So now I'm trying to work a little bit ahead for English next year. Read some books, or kind of refresh some books in my mind that I thought might be good for teaching. I'll talk about those in a minute. Um, I think I had spoken to you before about potentially teaching piano lessons this summer, and I'm gonna put a pause on that for two reasons. Number one, if I move, my lease is up in July, and I don't, or in August. I don't know if I'm gonna move yet because number one, I don't know if I'll be in a position to buy a house. And number two, I don't know how much my landlord is gonna raise my rent at my apartment complex. So, um, those two factors are going to greatly impact whether or not I renew my lease. And I don't know yet. And so I was like, well, if I get a bunch of rent or if I get a bunch of piano students, people choose piano teachers for their quality, but when they're little, it's for proximity. So it'll be one of the neighboring schools. So I'm like, what if I move to a different suburb and then I lose all those students that I just built? So I'm going to just put a pause on that. And just I might have a couple of students who've reached out specifically to me who I think would be willing to, they're coming because of me, because they worked with me and they want to continue to work with me, teaching piano and voice lessons. So, yeah, if you're confused because you're new, I understand, but just to give you a clear background, I have a music performance degree in vocal performance. My master's is in choral conducting, but I also went ahead and took everything that I needed to get an English endorsement. And I'm also endorsed in theater. So I teach full time. I was a full-time choir director until last year, finally decided to start using my English credential this year, started teaching creative writing, and I'm teaching mythology, and then I took on the English class. Next year, I'm really taking over a lot more English. So I'm going to do 2 AP trainings this summer. I'm also going to go to ISTE, which is a tech conference here in Denver, in the summer, which is very cool and very exciting, and I'm glad that it's here. So I can learn more about technology because I do teach in a virtual school. And I also am going to InstructureCon, I think it's called. So if you're a Canvas person, I'm headed to Vegas this summer with some of the people from my school to go to InstructureCon, which is so exciting. So yeah, headed to Vegas and I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be really, 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 really fun. So, that's my travel plans, but they're all work-related travel, except for my trip home. I need to see my family, so, I'm gonna pair that with one of the AP testings, because my AP testing is in, um, New Mexico, and I am not testing, training is in New Mexico, and so I'm gonna do, a trip home to New Mexico and then travel up to Albuquerque for my AB training. Sorry if that was a little rambly. I'm getting distracted by other things happening in my apartment, so apologies. Um, Let's see. Okay, so for those of you who are reading with me or at least interested in what I'm reading, I just finished this and it was so good. So finally read this, and then I also have been watching the series late at night and it is very good as well. I actually really like some of the changes that they chose to make. I'm not mad about them seriously, but I also just like that the other stories that they told within the series. So loved this. I thought it was great. I also reread Pride and Prejudice, which I'm thinking of teaching. I just ugh, this book is so good. So I finished that and it's even better than I remember. I haven't read it since I was 19. So it's been a minute. And it is even better. Like when you have taken time off of a book that you love and then you come back and read it again in a different stage in your life, it just means that much more to you. So and I'm gonna trick my neighbor into come watching the miniseries with me. Um, Currently reading this for the lessons in chemistry is for my Denver book club. My book club from college, I'm reading this, and our book club is this Sunday. I had like the best intentions of like annotate. I really wanted to annotate and read this book and do a slow, close read of it. Because it's fantasy and it's also like Chinese folklore in the fantasy. So I thought it would be good to do a little bit more purposeful, researchy kind of reading as I was doing it, but I don't think I'm gonna have time because book club is Sunday, it's Tuesday, and I have a show this week. So the show that I'm directing is opens this Friday. We've been rehearsing at night, so that's cutting into my reading time. Some of the teachers in my district are going to start teaching the midnight library next year. So I don't know if I'm going to jump on the bandwagon with teaching it, but I want to maybe have that option. So I want to read this. This is on my TBR. And this is something that I read back in 2017. It was our very first book club pick when I joined the book club. So my book club in New Mexico, we had two book clubs. It was like me and one other girl in our book club, and then this other book club of three, and we joined forces. And so now we have a book club of five, but this is the first like all together book we read. And of course, I loved it. You like who wouldn't love this book? It's amazing. And I was thinking about maybe using this for AP. So I don't know, but I just wanted to refresh this book. So I've got a lot of reading to do. And then I'm also still reading Sarah J. Maas Throne of Glass series whenever I can. So it's just so many books, so little time. Um, what else did I want to tell you about? So income for this summer, I am teaching one summer class at New Mexico State University, so that's going to be very nice. And then I'm just trying to stockpile money in case I move. I've been really bad about eating at restaurants lately, and I need to cut that out. So we are squirreling away money for potential house buying or just long-term savings. And so that's what my goals are. A lot of my streams of income are going to end very shortly. The musical is over this weekend and then that job will end, but I definitely am going to be back next year to do more productions. I did one production for them this year. So I'm going to come back to do 3 productions next year, which is very exciting. And it'll keep me busy, but it's the fun kind of busy because it's musical theater, which is my favorite. And then I have my choir job, and that's year round. We have a big festival coming up in May, so that's taking up a lot of my spare time. And then, of course, I have my main job as a teacher. So it's a lot. I know it sounds even more chaotic because I did not speak it in an organized way, but trying to juggle everything has been a little bit challenging lately. So I'm trying to focus on just like finishing tasks, getting through one thing at a time. So focus on the show this week. Then next week, I'm going to put my attention onto the festival and then maybe trickle in some TPT stuff and then push TPT through. I've been doing so much research on English and AP because I want to make sure that I'm getting the best resources possible for that. So I want to be, I don't want to have a, it's hard when you're teaching a new subject, but you're a veteran teacher. So, I've been doing music a long time. I can do it in my sleep. I basically, at this point, don't even need to prep. You could say, oh, teach this class. We're talking about Dizzy Gillespie, or we're talking about Hildegard, or we're talking about, and I would feel confident. Like I would feel like I'm like, all right, let's do this. Or if it was teaching choir, or if it was teaching theory, or if it was teaching ear training. But when it comes to English, I am a brand new teacher again. And that is hard when you're going into year 8 feeling like a brand new teacher and feeling like you have to go back to that space of prep. It's very enriching and it's a subject that I love and I'm excited about and I love to read and I love talking about books. So all of that is great, but it's also hard. So, as I said before, I'll take any tips you've got. English teachers who are watching, drop some love, resources, and ideas in the comments. Someone suggested I join a Facebook group, so I requested to join some AP Facebook groups and looking into some more trainings. So that's all you can do. I think I've rambled long enough and I'm never gonna have time for lunch if I don't stop now. So I'm gonna have some lunch and maybe listen to an audiobook and I will see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching and listening and being a part of this journey, and you are the best. So thanks for being the best. And I will see you next Tuesday.